Hi, and welcome to Reinvention Europe. I'm so happy to have you here, and I just can't wait to see what you have to share with us. So, without any further ado, just the first question which I have for you is what is one thing that you needed to reinvent?
Mari, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this show. I really appreciate it. So a little bit about me. I'm Jakub. I'm co-founder and CMO of Speak on Podcasts, a podcast booking agency helping entrepreneurs, coaches, and book authors speak on podcasts their target audience listens to. Now, to your question. So when the quarantine started in, let's say, April, there was a huge shift in in the amount of podcast guest requests podcast hosts receive. So there are people who are reaching out to podcast hosts that they want to be their guests. And once the COVID started, well, this number of requests almost quadrupled. So that was a problem that we needed to solve because the competition started to be more fierce, it was more difficult to be relevant among this amount of guest requests. So we needed to find a way on how to make ourselves stand out and be more relevant. So, for example, we found out that most of the guest pitches are not relevant at all for the podcast hosts. That the guests are really not the right fit for the audience, that the topics they can cover are not the right fit for the audience. So we identified multiple of these things, and then we just put it into very short introduction email that we started sending to podcast hosts, making it very relevant, and we found a way, and it works like magic. So I would say that would be the thing that we had to reinvent.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty interesting, and I love that you shared more about your company. I love what you're doing and what I've heard about it. So it's pretty interesting to see, guys, how you needed to reinvent in this time. And then, without anything, I'll just jump to the second question, which is, what is the new conversation that you would like to start?
That's a good question, and I needed to talk about it for quite some time. And I would like marketers and business owners to think about their marketing efforts and how to make them less interruptive. Because most of the marketing methods and efforts right now are pretty much interrupting the experience of people who are on the platforms that you are using. So that's why ad blockers are so popular. So on YouTube, 2 ads before the video. During the video, there's another ad. On Instagram, every 5th story is an ad. But there's a different approach. What you can actually do is become a part of conversations of people who are relevant for you. So when there's an ad in TV, most of the people will grab their phone and they will start checking their influencers, their meme pages, chatting with their friends, and so on. And one of the best ways how you can become a part of these conversations is, for example, become a guest on other people's podcasts or become a guest on blogs and just provide value through already existing platforms and become a native part of the platform that all other people are having and other people have built. And this way you're not interrupting. You became a native part of this platform and you are sharing your knowledge, you are sharing your expertise, you are providing info about your products in a very, I would say, native, yes, for the third time, very native and natural way for recipients, for the audience.